Hi, I'm Jackie Rabbit. Today I want to talk to you about what it's like 3 months after vaginoplasty and what it's like dilating after surgery. So let's go discuss something that's very specific about bottom surgery. Go give me a thumbs up and subscribe, then click the bell so you know when I'm posting a new video and you can get more information about what this journey is like. Come on, let's go talk about 3 months post-op and dilating. Come on, let's go talk about it. So yes, it's been 3 months since my bottom surgery, and everything feels just fine. In fact, even at 2 months, I felt really well. So I haven't done a lot of updates about the surgery, but today I wanted to give you, it's exactly 3 months or 3 months and a day. So I thought I would give you an update what that's like. So I had vaginoplasty back in the very middle of July. So it's 3 months now. In the middle of what I'm going to call October. It's still hot, like it's in the 90s today. We had like some crazy record like heat for September that since the recording of history of the temperatures of this area, you know, like it's some kind of crazy like heat wave. So I don't know, it's really odd. So we're dealing with an odd Indian summer, I guess. It's feeling very strange. It does not feel like October. It barely feels like a hot September. You know, it's really strange. So October it is. Anyway, so 3 months ago I had bottom surgery. And if you go back and you look at all of my surgery videos, and I documented all of those, it really wasn't too tough for me. I know girls that talk about it being very rough on them. I honestly had a very nice, pleasant time. I didn't have a lot of pain. Post-surgery wasn't a big problem. After a week, I came home, spent a couple weeks here talking to you, not doing my makeup because I was lazy. And honestly, I contemplated not bothering putting on some eyes this morning, but I thought about it, and I so seldom put on makeup now. It's like, no, I want to look nice today, so my eyes are on. The surgery for me really wasn't tough. So there isn't a lot to say other than I came home and I've been healing ever since. Everything seems really normal to me. I just have a sense of complete normalcy. My dysphoria about that area of my body is gone. I'm into my routine. Everything's fine. Dilating is part of that. And there have been a lot of questions about dilating. And I did originally in one of the earlier videos tell you that I'd come back and revisit this whole dilating thing. We talk about dilators. I'd show you dilators. So today is that day. We're going to talk about it, discuss it. Keep the giggles to a minimum, girls. You know, let's be all professional about it, or not. Knowing me, you know, it's hard to do, but I'm going to try. So we'll keep the giggles to a minimum. I think anyone who is on this path probably has this in their future. It's very normal. And actually, some of you girls had your surgeries like moments after mine, or a week after mine, or a week before mine. And we've been talking back and forth in the comments section. One thing I want to encourage you to do is to really go to the comments section and talk to me a lot, because I look at these all the time. Like, I look every few hours. I'm looking to see if I have anything going on in the comments, and I talk back and forth with you girls a lot. That's just my thing. I enjoy chit-chatting back and forth with you and your situation and what's going on, and sometimes I get really nice ideas about doing videos, things like that. This one is just one that I plan to hit at the 3-month mark, so here we are at 3 months. So everything seems pretty normal downstairs. Nothing exciting to report other than it's exactly what they told me it would be. It is sensate. It is mucosal, which is odd, but it does. And the last one that starts with an O, we don't need to discuss. That's just my personal business there. But being as that is said, that they expect you to be sensate, mucosal, and the O, everything is exactly what they promised, and I have no complaints whatsoever. It seems very normal. I feel very confident in my femininity. I feel completely feminine. I feel female. I feel exactly who I'm supposed to be, even though, I'm a rough and tumble tomboy, and that's just fine because that's the kind of girl I am, and that's just fine. That has nothing to do with feeling masculine or anything. It's just that's who I am, and it's very typical for my family, and it makes me feel normal. Word I don't use a lot, but I think it fits. So, the dilators. That is an inconvenience at best, but not a big deal. Now, I did think about skipping full depth and just having vulvoplasty. And I'm glad that I didn't. There were several reasons I thought about it. I thought about it because, well, the surgery will be easier and the recovery will be quicker. Well, no, I was wrong. It really isn't very much of a difference. At least in my case, I don't think there would have been much of any difference whatsoever. My recovery and everything else was easy, and the inconvenience of dilation isn't that big of a deal. In the beginning, you do every 4 hours, you got to find a lot of time for it. But as the months wore on, I could go to work and find time during the middle of the workday to dilate, and I did that. And then again when I got home, and then again in the evening before I went to bed, and of course in the morning. I've gotten to the point where, if it's a really long day, it'll be just morning and evening. Although some days when I get home from work, that'll be one of the things I do right when I get home, and it's no big deal. You do need a little bit of lube. And I mean little, like you don't need much, like a little tiny dollop, Surgilube is what they provide you at the hospital. I used that for a long time, and that felt just fine. Worked for me. I tried 2 other ones, which were the KY just gel, and that was fine. Works great in the shower when you need to douche, because part of the process is in the shower you do douche. At Kaiser, they provided me with a large syringe with a red rubber tube that you insert. That way there's nothing like aggressively poking your insides right after surgery, so that's a really good way to go, which I have replaced with a little bottle and a hand pump with a flexible nozzle, which is easier. Now that I don't have anything to worry about, it's just something that I keep in the shower and keep it clean, and it's a simple solution for my daily routine. So that works fine. And you want to get the lube out of you and stuff, so that's kind of normal. As at a 3-month mark, that's still part of your routine. So, but the dilators usually come from Sole Source. At least with Kaiser, Sole Source is where they come from, and they give you this really cool little purple bag of dilators, and they have a few colors of them. The smallest one is the purple one, and that's what you start with, and they start you out at the hospital with this. And they show you how, after surgery, after the first week, they take out the packing and everything, and they explain how things work, and they show you how to do that. Then after a while, you move up a notch to the blue one, which is hardly any difference, but you sure feel like it's a big difference, at least in the beginning. Then eventually, after a month or a month and a half or something, depending, and everyone's a little different, your doctor will tell you what your schedule is. Then you move on to the green one, which is, at the time I thought, wow, this is really crazy, but it was fine. And I sometimes initially would warm up with the size before it and then move on to that one. And of course, the largest one is this orange one, which is where I'm at currently. And initially, again, I would warm up with the green size before it and then go to that. And it was fine. There's really nothing to it. Stop giggling. I see that. I see you giggling at those. Stop it. It's just a part of life. After surgery, that's just part of your whole existence. And I love the little purple bag. I don't know. Oh, the microphone just got tugged. Sorry. I know audio quality has been an issue lately, so I'm struggling to get that corrected. I'm going to have to order some pro audio gear here shortly. All my stuff I have is so old. While it's really good, it just isn't compatible with what I need to do here in the video. So that's basically a little bag full of stuff. That's basically what those dilators are. And they're curved at the tip so that they kind of roll around the prostate, because the vaginal canal is not straight. It kind of goes downward and then inward, and there's a little bend in it, which is very normal. So the tip of them has a little bend to them. And I found actually that rotating them when it's a little uncooperative, rotating them back and forth a little and allowing some time and rotating, or all the way around actually once things heal after the first month or so. So I was rotating and getting to the back of the full depth. And I still do that. I don't have to warm up with anything anymore, so it makes it kind of simple. Works just fine. So that's dilation. And, I'm at the point now at 3 months where morning and night for sure, and sometimes when I come home after work, I will. It doesn't seem to be absolutely necessary, but again, you're going to follow your doctor's instructions. For me, I have real stretchy skin. It's no big deal. I didn't have pain. I don't have pain. It doesn't bother me. It's an easy chore. And what I do is I fire up my phone and I Bluetooth it to my television and I'll watch a 15-minute video of something, 15 to 20 minutes. I've been watching a lot of Jay Leno about, like, he's got steam cars. I watched this morning about the Chrysler turbine car, and then I watched another one about a turbine car that he built with GM. GM designers helped him out with it. It was really cool, So I like to watch a lot of car videos. I'm still a very big gearhead girl. I absolutely love cars, and motorcycles still, but I love car stuff, total gearhead. So, yeah. But that's dilation. It's really no big deal. I'm glad I didn't skip full depth. They did take a strip of skin from my bikini line. I want to say I hit the second dot on the dilator, which would be around 5.5 inches or so, And that's, from the vaginal opening, not necessarily from the front of my body. When I was more swollen, everything was swollen in the beginning. I was way at the last dot, But I knew that as the swelling subsided. I don't know that matters to me. It's just there. I feel totally normal. I have a standard vagina, and I feel like that's just fitting for me and makes me feel good about myself. I don't really think it matters what length it is. It could have been 3. It could have been 7. It could have been anything in between. I don't think it really makes any difference to me. Personally, it's just there. I'm a girl, so it should be, and I'm happy that it is. And after 3 months, I've gotten into my routines. Everything's really easy. When you wash the area in the shower, you use that Castile real gentle soap. They recommend that from the hospital. It seems to work great. I will say initially after surgery, I was really squishy down there. It was constantly something a little, or rather damp, and you wear pads. And, at a certain point, you just get down to panty liners, and that's always nice. They're real easy. You just, pull up your panties with your panty liner, and that usually is good for halfway through the day. Keep a couple in your purse. You might want one more, And then just the thin pads. I don't, bother with any of the thick stuff. We're not filling any volume of anything, but if there's moisture and you don't want it on your panties, you use a liner. So the really thin liners at night, it's just become a real normal part of my existence, and it's no big deal. A lot of girls do that. It's very normal. I don't think anything of it, and it works. So those are my recommendations. The thin liners are the way to go right from the beginning. In the beginning, I did use the bigger ones, as they did recommend the larger maxi pads. I don't know that I really needed those. There was some discharge in the beginning, but not any degree that was a big deal. So a standard one would have been fine. Maxi may not have been necessary. A standard would have been just fine. The longer length is easier because it covers more area, and then you go down to a regular one. And the liners are kind of short, but they do the job, so all is good there. One of the other things that they recommend you do after surgery is Kegels. If you don't know what a Kegel is, it's an exercise where you clamp down on your the muscles in your perineum, basically the perineal floor. There's muscles there. Like if you were going to the bathroom and you stopped the stream, that's the muscle you use to do a Kegel. So the stop the stream muscle. You can do that, hold it for 10 seconds, and then give it a relaxed 5 to 10 second wait, do it again, and there's a certain interval. You can look that stuff up, how to do Kegels. And it strengthens the pelvic floor muscles, and I think I used the wrong word, peritoneal. Sorry, pelvic floor muscles. I forget exactly what everything's called sometimes. But doing that exercise on a regular basis will actually help you to keep that area um, uh, active so that you don't have to worry about leaking. That's one of the worries that some trans women have, is that they'll start leaking after surgery. I didn't experience any of that. Kegels are something I do when I drive a lot. Sometimes I'm just driving along and I think, okay, I'll to the rhythm of the music, actually, if it works out. I do my countdown and stuff, and that's something that I do on a regular basis, a couple times a day. Don't even think about it, it's just normal. And that's it. So there's not a lot to it. 3 months, I feel absolutely fine. Surgery is a distant memory at best. I had a good experience. I feel normal. I don't like using the word normal, but that fits, right? That's the best word I can give you. So that's it. That's what it's like. Nothing terribly exciting today, but I promised you I would talk about it, show you the dilators, discuss dilation. If you're discussing this, or you're thinking about this for yourself, and you want to know, well, do I want just vulvoplasty to make my life easier and recovery easier versus full depth? In my experience, full depth was fine. Dilation is no big deal. So for me, I am glad I did not opt to go easier, because it really made very little difference in my life, and I feel totally normal just knowing that it's there. So I'm glad I made the decision. So if you want to talk about this more, don't forget to go over to transgenderpulse.com. Lots of women there would be more than happy to discuss it with you. So take care of yourself. And remember, I care how you get through this. I care how everything works in your world, and that you need to be able to have a basic understanding before you dive in, right? And that's why I'm here and sharing. Take care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Bye. I know I usually save this space at the end for something funny or a joke, so I'll just say 2 words that are kind of funny. I don't say them very often, but I will today. Rabbit hole.